Welcome!
Welcome.
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 Welcome!
No matter where you're from or who you are,
Or what you're studying,
There's a place for you at UC Berkeley.
whether you're new to Cal,
Thinking about applying.
or contemplating options.
There is so much to know about
This new place you're about to enter.
To help, let's introduce you.
some of the resources.
And organizations on campus.
for LGBTQ and women's communities.
And the spaces working to end
Sexual, relationship, and hate violence.
Welcome to GenEq. So GenEq is one of the places where you can get involved with over 40 queer organizations on campus. We also put on a lot of events, we have resources, and also we offer paid internships here. So come and stop by and check out the space.
Unity is one of the theme programs here on campus. So there's a bunch of different theme programs. The Unity theme program is for the LGBTQ plus community. So we have a seminar that lasts the whole year. But yeah, so then we have this board, which is kind of just a welcome. Usually there will be different resources or posters about things going on. We're gonna have a drag show this semester and just anything that our community needs.
For a lot of students, Cal is the first place where they get to step into their LGBTQ identity and explore that, and so Queer Cop House is just a really great space for students to kind of explore that in a smaller, less intense setting. We're the coordinators at the Gender Equity Resource Center for Queer Cop House.
So Queer Cap House is essentially a mentorship program where we connect incoming LGBTQ students with returning ones.
We do programming and events throughout the semester. That it's really more of kind of a social organization that gets incoming LGBTQ students, transfers as well, connected with the queer spaces on campus.
Queer Student Union was the first thing I joined on campus. I came and hopped on as a young queer student, and it drastically shaped my sense of community on campus. It's a fun place. We meet once a week to do just nice socials, as well as some more informative meetings about intersectionality and identities and stuff. I had 10 new friends right off the bat, and it was just really nice to be able to talk about things like sexuality, crushes, high school experiences, and everything with people who had been through the same shit. And we're out all the time. Queer Student Union, please come join our orgs.
I helped start Zawadi, which is the Black LGBT group at Cal. At first it was just an informal meeting place for Black queer students to come together, but it was through the Lead Center that I was able to make it a legitimate student group, where now we get funding to host bigger events, go on conferences, and actually just have money to support ourselves. So check out the Lead Center when you get here. It's always meeting with the chancellor and advocating for student rights, which is really important as a Berkeley student, that you start getting into practice of advocating, because we go to the #1 public university and our voice matters to Sacramento, to DC, and student government is a great way to get practice in actually advocating for your rights. Straight from undergraduate, I went to grad school. So I did my bachelor's in African American Studies, and now I'm a PhD student in geography. And I still wanted to continue on the spirit of advocating for rights. So now I do it in the Graduate Assembly, UC Berkeley's graduate student government. As you can come in here and see, graduate students have such a really strong legacy in advocating on Berkeley's campus. So someone like Mario Savio, he was a graduate student at Berkeley. The free speech movement was actually really spearheaded by graduate students.
I'm involved with QWork, the Queer Alliance Resource Center. They provide resources to the queer and trans community while also advocating for the queer and trans community. They focus on resources, so they give out condoms, lube, anything like that. They do workshops and all that stuff too for the community. They also have just spaces for people to be in, do community events.
I went to a high school that did not allow any sort of gay alliance or anything LGBT related. And so when I came to Cal and I heard about SAGSA, I was in awe that there was a space specifically not only for LGBT people, but for LGBT athletes. And you were just able to be you and be in that space. And so being able to be a part of SAGSA and now running it, that's all I hope, is to build a lasting community where someone like myself can come here and find their people.
Our Monologues is a collection of original monologues that our cast and crew write themselves. So the script is written in the fall semester and then we perform it in the spring. It is the largest sexual violence, sexual harassment awareness program on this campus, and we were formerly a production of the Vagina Monologues, and when we were the largest beneficiary production in the nation.
In the world.
In the world!
So to be able to come together as students of different identities, different backgrounds, and support each other and provide that healing space that like is really hard to find on campus is probably the best part.
I've never met like more amazing people than I have in the community and the people I work with. My coworkers.
My name is Alexis Hornsby. I'm a fourth year studying sociology and we're headed to the Bridges Multicultural Resource Center. Bridges is a coalition of 7 multicultural organizations and we're centered around the mission of recruiting and retaining students of color. So I joined the Bridges Multicultural Resource Center through the Black Recruitment and Retention Center. So through there, I started my first year as an intern. So we have the Black Recruitment and Retention Center. And then here we have the Mixed at Berkeley Recruitment Center. Here we have the Middle Eastern North African Recruitment Center. And here we have the Indigenous and Native Coalition Recruitment and Retention Center. So in this room we have REACH, which is the Asian Pacific Islander Recruitment and Retention Center. We have RAICES, which is the Latinx Recruitment and Retention Center. And we have PASS, the Philipinx Recruitment and Retention Center. My advice is if you fall under a marginalized or underrepresented identity that you find your home within Bridges Multicultural Resource Center, as well as help to serve the communities that you come from. So ensure that you're reaching back as you climb up.
Continuing on the legacy. That's all I gotta say. You know, it's 150 years that we're celebrating our campus. 150 years of life. You're now a part of that tradition, and you can keep it going. And don't feel intimidated. You belong here as just much as anyone else.
Go Bears!
Yeah!
Oh.
Go Bears!
Go Bears!
Go Bears!